is 7:55 a.m. the 30th of September 2009. We're going to get the US ADP non-farm payroll changes number, and the forecast on this number is negative 200K. And the previous release is at negative 298K, almost 300K. So we're looking about 100K of improvement from last month's actual release. As usual, our deviation is going to be 70,000, and therefore if we get a negative 130K or better, we're going to be looking to buy the US dollar yen or the USD Swiss franc. Now if we get worse than expected in the area of negative 270K, we're going to be selling the US dollar or the USD Swiss franc. As we can see that the dollar has been rebounding since last week's low, and the dollar has been basically regaining strength on the back of that G20 meeting. So right now a lot of losses that we saw early last week has been pretty much paired off, and also a lot of gains at the end of the week. Last week coming into this week, we saw that the British pound right now is getting stronger, and it just broke above the 161 at the time of today. So there are a lot of things that took overnight that's worth noting for. But anyway, let's just take a look at this real quick. On the dollar yen, we're seeing that from the beginning of the day, of the trading day yesterday, it was at just going above the 90. It weakened a little bit to the 90.40, but it went down about 100 pips to about 89.36. So we have 100 pips of range. Right now we're seeing about 85 pips from the high. That's about 50 pips from the opening. So the dollar yen has gained about 50 pips. It's giving us a little bit of, I guess, a little bit of hint on the sentiment for US dollar prior to the news. And if we can see here on the strength meter, we're seeing that the US dollar is really going about 2.1. So it's going kind of weak, and the strongest currency against the US dollar is actually the British pound or the New Zealand dollar, which is an oddball of currency that we're not going to be looking to trade. But the British pound has been gaining a lot against the US dollar, and we can see that the British pound really went about close to about 173 pips today. So that's pretty strong currency, and that all took place during the London and the Asian hours. And now in New York hours, we don't know if it's likely to continue or it's going to do a reversal. We just have to wait and see. Obviously this ADP number is going to have a big impact in the fundamental outlook of the non-farm payroll on Friday, and also you will have an impact on the risk sentiment of the market. So we'll have to wait and see if the number comes out hitting our deviation, and if they do, then maybe we'll possibly jumping in a trade if we get a decent enough deviation. So that's basically the plan. We'll trade this number live and see if we can pick up some pips. Okay, thank you very much.
Last month, it's minus 298,000 jobs, which is the lowest figure, smallest decline going back to last September. The range for today is at minus 133 to minus 300,000. And we would also note the current consensus estimate for Friday's non-farm payroll figures is minus 180,000.
Coming on about less than 2 minutes for the release. So stand by. Negative 200K. It's the estimate, and we're looking for at least 70K of deviation once again. So if we get negative 130 or better, that will point us to the direction of a stronger dollar. But judging from the pre-release US dollar level, it's already showing a risk appetite returning. So that could just fuel the same sentiment. And if that were to take place, then we probably will be looking to go long on the euro yen or even the pound yen. And on the other hand, if we got a worse number, the US dollar may gain some strength due to its safe haven status. and we should be looking to maybe buy the dollar.
10 seconds.
So now coming up in 10 seconds, stand by.
Minus 254, minus 254, worse than the minus 200,000 expected.
Okay.
Private sector jobs minus 240. Small businesses down 100,000.
Okay, so the number was worse than expected. We saw about 30-40 pips of drop in the euro yen. The dollar yen saw maybe about 20 pips, and the pound yen went about 50 pips of drop. So, and then we'll see market recovering.
S&P's a touch lower here following the ADP. Still in positive territory, up just about 2.5 points. 1,057 is about 40.
We're seeing some reaction in the market, but mostly it's negligible. As I said, the market is looking at what happened last time, negative 298. What happened this time, negative, give you the exact number, 254. Prior revised from 298 to 277. So we definitely have a conflict. We have 21K upwards revision, and we have 54K worse than expectation. So if you just take that number, do a simple math, we'll have a worse than expected 33K. And that's definitely not a tradable deviation. As I said, risk sentiment takes over the market. Seeing the dollar getting a little stronger, seeing some drop in the pound yen and the euro yen. But mostly all that movement is, I think, especially for the pound yen, it's just doing some needed consolidation from the strength over the Asian and the London session. So basically, this is a no trade, and we're not going to be jumping in based on this release. And who knows what the market is going to do in the next 15-20 minutes to see a complete reversal here. So not good to gamble our money. So we'll stay out on this one, and we'll look for the next one, which is the GDP number coming out from Canada.